Okay, we're back. I got a couple of emails as I was going through stuff, and one of the emails asked me a question about a Facebook post and rumors going around. So I want to take it back a moment and answer this, but I'm realizing, like, when I mentioned it earlier too, there was some confusion with it, with this new stuff. And I want to show you some of the channels that are pushing this. So this won't be a super long one at all, but I want to show you guys where some of these rumors are circulating from. Again, it's from Facebook, but creators like this are parodying pretty much everything going on. And then I want to talk about a few other emails that I got and some things that people have asked me. So I'm just getting through things one by one over here. Again, this won't be super long. Duchess's Halloween party's coming up in an hour and a half. We will be done way before that. But let's go. Okay, y'all, we're going to jump right into this. So, some of these new rumors that are being ran around with right now are being parroted throughout YouTube, but most of them tend to start on Facebook. It's the planes. You guys, I'm so close to like an extremely busy private airport, and it is, well, it's not a private airport, but it's wild. The planes here. Hey Connie, hey Jennifer, hey Tia Maria, hey Flower Nana, Jeannie's Mixed Media Journals, Lisa G, Polish Smiles, A Blank Slate, Boxer Mom, you know. Shop, I've been wondering how you were doing. I was actually thinking about you last night out of the blue. I was like, you know what? I hope everything's going well with you and the little one. Sophia, TSP, Sheila, Canvas and Crime, Carla, Steph, Kathy R, Bees Knees, Bodie McBoatface, Miss Brittany. Oh, yes, of course, Miss Britt. Sheila says, what up, Dago? Thank you for being a member, Cam Shatz. Kendra. I always fuck up your stuff. Canvas and Crime, thank you for the gifted memberships. Snazzy Trinkets Jewelry, yep. Teresa, okay. Bombs Becca, Napa Valley Girl, Helly Belly. This is the channel. This channel has had some controversy surrounding it because there's been some people thinking that this is Betty. Let me establish first and foremost, I do not think personally there's been nothing to point. Hey, Jay Reese. There's nothing. And Yaka, hello. There's nothing to point in any direction that this is Betty's channel. Just to establish that right off jump. I have zero proof, and nor do I believe that this is Betty's channel. Yeah, yep, and she's in Southern Utah. I mean, she shows her area. But that rumor circulates, just so people know, this is Crime Time Buzz is the name of the channel. She does parrot a lot of the same things as Betty and the misinformation cronies, as you guys know. This video was actually 3 days ago. But when you hear what is said, you're going to see kind of where these things grab legs. So this channel spread this. Justin spread this. Other people have ran with this. If you look at the algorithm right now for Sebastian Rogers, who's using Sebastian's name, it's Spanky, True Crime, or Crime Time Buzz. I keep wanting to say True Crime Buzz. Crime Time Buzz, Dawn B, Silvers, Brittany, Betty, and a few others. But that's the majority of who, yeah, it's not. There is no indication whatsoever that it's Betty in any way, shape, or form. Yep said that she's shown her dog and her husband. Like, I've always said that, but people like to tell me that I'm crazy. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Autumn. Hey, Trish. So I want to show you guys how misinformation flows. Red Castle. I haven't seen her face, but her misinformation is disgusting. Yeah, who knows? It doesn't sound like Betty. Just another parrot. Hey, Sherry. I don't think she acts just like Betty. No. Hey, Brantley. Two old crows, right? Yeah. No, I definitely do not. There is no indication that it's Betty. It's not Betty. Betty has 3 channels of her own. Okay, let's listen to this so you guys can hear what I'm talking about.
Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome back. Today is Monday, October 28th at 5:01 p.m. And boy, my friends, we have some shocking accusations that were posted today regarding Sebastian.
This again was 3 days ago. But this is kicked off into its own little world.
Sebastian's disappearance, where he...
Hey, Duchess. Guess what I did? I responded to your text right after I got off my first live, forgot to hit send, and then just realized I didn't hit send when I started this live, but it's good to see you. I'll see you in a little bit.
Is allegedly and who allegedly did it. So it was posted in a Facebook group. I am a member of that group, and we are going to go ahead and read it. Then I am going to show you the location that this person is speaking of as far as miles distance and on the map. And then I'm going to show you the terrain from Google Maps. Okay. So shocking accusations made, last names used, first names, last names, you name it. So friends, I don't know if it's true. I have not verified it, but I am going to share it with you.
See, this is what pisses me off, is because they grab onto any salacious Facebook post and they'll say, I don't know if it's true, but they put it out here as content telling you flat out there's no verification. They don't do any looking into it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is just ridiculous. I'm going to speed her up because she does talk pretty slow. She does do live streams, but she also does a lot of short videos that parrots a lot of misinformation at high rates.
This is Crime Time Buzz. This is for entertainment purposes only. It is not to be taken as fact, but speculation, theory, in my opinion. No one is being accused at all. This is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken as fact. Thank you, friends. Let's go ahead and read the post. And I just want to say, we don't know if this is true, but just listen. It was posted at 11:50 a.m. by a lady named Janine, and it says, Chris is...
Brantley, that's my biggest problem. Then why use it, Spanky? I mean, this is how they do it. But then other channels grab onto certain details out of it. And this is the one where Spanky, when he got up there on Brittany's from yesterday's live that I reviewed of BJ's, when Spanky hops on and says, that woman on Facebook, you know, I don't believe it. But he made it into content. He doesn't believe it, but he still made it into content. Same with this lady. They haven't fact checked it. They don't know if it's true, but they're going to make it into content and sell you a story.
A unaliver, but she used his last name. Well, and the M word. Fact. And you can tell him David, and I'm skipping the last name, but she provides it, is going to tell on him where.
And let me preface this by saying, which I think you all know that already, There is no foundation of fact in any of this. Nothing. It is pure ridiculousness.
He placed the body, which I believe is 27.27 miles in Westmoreland. And friends, I'm going to show you the map. Westmoreland is 30 miles, so very close to what's being said here, but I still have this. I hope they sent this to law enforcement. Tell him Janine knows Joel, added the last, and put the last name, my friends. Richard, put the last name, and the other players. You let that lying PIG know I have his number. And I don't give a flying, what you come back with. Remember, friends, this is all allegations until law enforcement tells us anything to be true. This is a post that was made today. It's not been verified or anything at all. Let me continue. Okay. Tell him those names and ask him if he's ready for more poker plans. I have $1 million like he does. LMFAO. Laughing my you-know-what off. Tell him the ones who scripted him are going to floor him. He's a lying PIG, and I will expose him any way, anywhere I can. Sebastian bit him bad in the struggle. Oh, I hate to think of a struggle. I hope. Oh.
And here comes the emotional manipulation.
Remember, we do not know if this is true at all. As far as we are concerned, this has not been verified. So as far as we're concerned, until this person steps up and tells this story to law enforcement and law enforcement tells us they've solved this, then to us right now, I can't verify this. Tell him the ones who scripted him are going to floor him. He's a lying PIG, and I will expose him any way, anywhere I can. Sebastian bit him bad in the struggle. TBI might have overlooked it, but they know, just like I do. It's only a matter of proving it. And I know the players that can sink his lying ASS. Simple as that. Tell him he knows the names crystal clearly.
Napa Valley Girl, I am so sick of hearing about that poker game. Terry Lynn. I'm so sick of this and how it grows legs and changes here and morphs here and does this. No, Autumn. Terry Lynn started a rumor a few months back that Katie and Sebastian were at a poker game. Potentially Chris was at this poker game. There's no fact basis of that either. So that's grown legs and turned into all these weird things that have been posted since then. Terry Lynn actually called up some random dude on the phone one night and said, will you verify about this poker party kind of stuff? And then hung up with the guy who knows who the hell she called. It's just grown legs. And supposedly that guy's computer devices got taken because Sebastian was at his house. No fact in that. But that started a few months ago. And then it's just grown and grown and grown. And now we're having Facebook posts like this that they're putting out here again.
Wow. Opinion. It is not facts yet. It is opinion. And that's why I put those questions next to it. I want to know why the person, or did the person call and report this to law enforcement first before posting it on social media, or DOG or the FBI? Because there's a $125,000 reward. If this is true, and I'm not saying at all that it is, wouldn't they want to report it to law enforcement, DOG, or the FBI and get the reward? And why are they coming forward now, 8 months and 2 days after he was reported missing? And the thing that upsets me in there is this.
Oh, that Michelle. Yeah, that stuff usually gives me anxiety.
That she said in the struggle. That upsets
sometimes
me, because I don't want to think of that for Sebastian. And this isn't, we don't even know if this is true. And then why is this person doing this publicly today? That's another question that I have. Okay, let's go here. I want to show you. This is on the bottom is Hendersonville.
And she's done numerous videos since this too, but I needed to show you guys the source. Like, she puts the Facebook, she's telling you everything. She's telling you it's just a Facebook post, but we're going to turn it into something else. Then she amps it up in the next video and the next video. She is one of these parroting channels that parrots all of the misinformation and just puts it out there and thinks that her saying that it's opinion, it's not fact-based, allegedly to her friends, is going to cover her ass.
If you go northeast, 30.5 miles, as you can see in this photo of Google Maps, you are in Westmoreland. So it's northeast, and it is northeast, and it is 30.5 miles. The person referenced an alleged 27.27 miles. Let me go ahead and show. So that's from Hendersonville, Tennessee to Westmoreland, Tennessee, where this person who's making accusations and has not shown us any proof says it's from Hendersonville to Westmoreland, and that its location she believes to be 27.27 miles where Sebastian could allegedly be found. Okay, let's look at Westmoreland now. This is Westmoreland, and the reason I did this is, hold on, oh my goodness. Let's see if I can get it a little larger. Does that help at all or make it worse? Let me check it out here.
I'm going to skip through, you guys, because none of this is foundational. You see where she's grabbing this, but I want to take you to 2 days ago, October 30th, where she ended up taking this. The title of this video is called Accusations of 27.7 Mile Location Trigger Natural Burial Site. Sheriff can sign death certificate. So we go from that to this. I'm just going to play a little bit of this. Nice view products over here too.
Hi, friends. Welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, October 30th.
Oh, snap, Ginger. This is Crime Time Buzz. Crime Time Buzz is the name of the channel. She's a smaller channel that parrots all the misinformation that's being pushed in this case. A lot of the rumor went around that it was Betty at one point in time. Again, there's zero proof whatsoever. I do not believe with anything. I mean, there is zero proof that it's Betty. In fact, quite the opposite. She's shown people, she said where she lived, things of that nature. But some people still are running around with it until there's solid proof that it's Betty. You'll never get me to believe it because there's proof to the contrary. But people still do that.
We have another video about the Sebastian Rogers case.
I am speeding her up.
Disappearance. He was reported missing February 26th, 2024, out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. We had a post in Facebook the other day that we read with some very severe, serious accusations. And I submitted the post.
Yeah, her name is Jay, supposedly Jae.
To Dog the Bounty Hunter. We received a response, and we're going to take it from there, friends, and buckle up, because in that location, you are not going to believe what I found. It's scary, it's possible, it's plausible. But remember, friends, this is for entertainment purposes only. It is not to be taken as fact, but opinion, speculation, and theory. No one is being accused at all. This is all alleged for entertainment purposes and is opinion, theory, and speculation. Well, friends, let's go ahead and let's get to it. I want you to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to walk you through my research to end up where we ended up. And it is with natural burial sites. Friends, this might be a little triggering, and I'm going to take you through step by step, so stay to the end. And it's also, my friends, the power of working together. I sent the tip to Dog, the bounty hunter. Dog responded to me. I sent an email to Silver's on the Scene because he's searching to show him the post.
Interesting how she's working with Dog, the bounty hunter, and Silver. She's sending information to them. Shocking.
We had zeroed in on that foresty area right before Westmoreland, and Silver's on the Scene took it from there. So we're going to talk for a second. I want you to go back and watch my video on the post, the original post. Then I want you to go back and watch Silver's video on how he zeroed in on location, because when he did that, I saw what he had brought to our attention. And that's what our video is about, because I researched even further and found natural burial sites. So friends, it's the power of working together for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Imagine what we can do if more of us get together and work together.
More of you get together and spread misinformation. Can you imagine the harm you could do in an active missing child's case? The more misinformation all of you guys get together and throw out here. Can you imagine? Doesn't she just sound just giddy over this too? Mal, thank you for being a member. Yeah. Ugh.
Thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk. I'm going to go ahead and share my slides and get you there. Like I said, stay to the end because I'm walking you through the research. Okay, friends.
If she says friends one more time, lady, I ain't your friend. Ugh.
Here we go. This was the post. I'm not going to read the whole post right now, but what I want you to know about this post today is that I submitted it. It talks about a location of where Sebastian's body was allegedly placed, 27.27 miles in Westmoreland. Another thing I want to draw to your attention is this post does claim that there is another person who knows where the body was placed. Remember that low hanging fruit that Jen Coffindaffer talked about, that FBI reward was probably trying to entice? Maybe this person's the low hanging fruit. If this is true, we don't know yet. But what we do know, friends, is, excuse me, that Dog the Bounty Hunter responded to my submitting the information to him, and he said that they are pursuing this as a plausible, valid tip. Okay. And some things jumped out at them. So they are actively pursuing this as a plausible, valid tip. So let's go back to.
Oh, yeah. It's spreading all throughout, Duchess. It's all of them are doing it. They grabbed onto that and they're taking it. Silvers is doing all sorts of stuff. But this is what's happening is they're parroting misinformation and they just bank off one another. So there's a lot of channels that aren't in the main section of the team that are still doing just as much harm, in my opinion, of spreading misinformation like this one as the rest. She just pumps out so much misinformation.
The post said 27.7 miles away, excuse me, to Westmoreland. Remember our first video, I did this little Google Earth and showed us where Westmoreland was. It was about 30 miles. So I said, look at this foresty area. That's probably about the 27.27. Sent it to Silvers on the scene. He went even further in. He did distances and measurements, and he located areas that should be looked in a 1 mile radius. Fabulous work. Go watch it. I will put that link in the description. And then that leads us to this video. Because what I was watching on his, it brought to my attention that he brought to our attention that there was a larkspur conservation at Taylor Hollow. Well, that's that foresty area I was referring to on the first video. And Silvers points this out. So larkspur conservation at Taylor Hollow. And he says that's a cemetery. Okay. So pause there for a minute. Now, this is one route from Hendersonville to Westmoreland. Up here at the end of the blue is Westmoreland. Okay.
Crazed of 5. That's a little tinfoilish for me. I mean, it's been sent to law enforcement. That's all I can say. These people, this is absolutely insane. All of this started off of a Facebook post with random accusations.
Now, if you look here, this is 27.2 miles right here. Okay. And it's the Larkspur Conservation at Taylor Hollow. This is the beginning or the end of the 27.2, and then the beginning's over here. And I have another picture of the beginning for you. So this mile here, right? The 27.27. So listen to this. The Larkspur Conservation at Taylor Hollow. And this is just one way to get there. I'll show you a couple other ways. Here you go. We have this way here, and this is northeast from Hendersonville, taking 231. Then there's another way here that goes this way. And then you have the two.
Rosie K, it's actually really dangerous because nobody has any indication of where he's at. He could be out there alive and well in any place. We have no idea. And to continue to push off this narrative that he's no longer with us completely contradicts what the parents are asking for, is people to keep looking. What law enforcement asked us to do, keep looking, keep your eyes open, any information. It's so counterproductive and harmful to a missing child. Julie, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. This is just maddening, though. It does, Kathy. It's terrible. I agree with you. The shit needs to stop. It's absolutely insane. Hey, Jojo Nanny. This is just wild, though. Hey, Aries. It's horrific.
258 going to the 31 west, and then the 52 over. Okay. And this is the 25 to the 109. Different ways. Right now we're focusing on this one right here on the 231. Okay. Westmoreland, Tennessee, right here. This is the terrain in that area. Remember, we zoomed in on it a little bit in our first video.
Obama Trucker, to answer your question, yes. According to Chloe on Web Sleuth's interview that she did when she was working in capacity of Seth Rogers' PI, she stated as such that they had vetted sources of where Chris was Sunday night, Monday morning. Yep. Is there any other? Sorry. I know, Rosie, it's scary to think about that. New Leaf, they took another new Facebook post with some crazy accusations and have turned it into this. Hey, everybody coming in, right? Christina, it's super sad. It's super disheartening. Bama Trucker, they are all over the place. They can't stop themselves. Brandon, I don't understand it either. I really don't. It's genuinely scary.
Look at that. Okay. That's right around that 27.27 mile marker. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, by the way. We are looking for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Here we go again. Okay, look at here. Looks like there's a little building or house. Okay, lots of trees right off the street.
Chasing, yeah, the pictures. Oh,
And in Silver's video, he actually goes in and shows you the actual street view. And I'm not going to do that because I'm going to let you watch his video for that. Right now, we're doing an aerial. Okay, here it is a little bit more. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We are looking for a young man, 15 years old, who is not, we have not seen or heard a trace of him in 8 months and 4 days. There is still an active Amber Alert, $125,000 reward. Many people searching for him, including the FBI, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick the Hat, and many, many YouTubers, volunteers, and most importantly, Seth Rogers, his father, who has been searching since day one. Here we go again, right off the street.
and right there, you can tell where her narrative aligns. Again, you can support the parents, but this whole one-sided narrative pushing harm, that Chris and Katie did something when there's no proof or evidence is just too much. It's way too much. And she does a lot of highly edited things for emotional pull. It's really gross how she lays Sebastian in with these wild conspiracies.
Okay. Then I want to show you something. Oh, there was another picture I wanted to get. Let me see if I got that in here, because there's like a big old ditch. I don't know if I put it in here. Sorry, friends. So then we go to the Larkspur Conservation at Taylor Hollow because I needed to know what it was. Look right here where it says it's a cemetery. Okay. Look it above in the picture. Lots of trees, forest. This looks like fall time. And remember, Sebastian went missing closer to in winter. So this would probably be more sparse during that time. So let's keep reading. We got to do our research on this place, right? Well, right now we know it closes at 6 p.m. Is that going to be significant? We don't know, but it could be. Is this definitely a tip that is accurate? We don't know. Right now, until we're told differently, we do not know. It could be someone's opinion. It could be a lot of different things. But what we do know is it's being pursued as a valid tip. Okay, so it closes at 6 p.m.
And please keep in mind, pursued as a valid tip means by Silver's her dog. That's what she's talking about, not law enforcement. They did turn this over to law enforcement. We don't know what's going on from there, but she's not working alongside law enforcement. So when she continues to say it's being pursued as a valid tip, that's not through law enforcement.
That could be valid. And that could be important because it could mean when no one's there, if there's time after hours to maybe get in, someone could enter in there allegedly, or it could mean you can get in there during hours and get lost in there. And maybe if you have nefarious intentions, allegedly, someone could do some things.
Hey, Mr. P.
Lots of hiking trails there. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is something I came across while I was still researching Larkspur Conservation at Taylor. I want you to buckle up. This is a trigger warning. Question about Larkspur Conservation. Now, this is from 5 years ago. Okay. I believe this is the property mentioned in the recent Nature Conservancy magazine. Excuse me. I believe this is the property mentioned in the recent Nature Conservancy magazine that has a program which allows natural burials. According to the article, those buried at Larkspur are interned in biodegradable caskets or shrouds without embalming. Friends, it is a natural burial site.
If she says friends one more time in this, I might go through the screen. So Never Land.
So let's talk about that. Let me read it one more time. I believe this is the property mentioned in the recent Nature Conservancy magazine that has a program which allows natural burials. According to the article, those buried at Larkspur are interned in biodegradable caskets or shrouds without embalming. Well, the Larkspur Conservation at Taylor Hollow responded with, yes, you are correct. Okay, friends. So there's natural burials, biodegradable, meaning dissolve into the earth. Let's see what else we know. That in itself, right there, being at the 27.27 distance marker that was mentioned in the post is quite concerning to me. Not only because if it's natural burial, someone could go in and do this, biodegradable, become one with the earth.
I personally have a feeling I know where they're pushing things. I personally feel like we're seeing them paint a narrative of circumstantial case. Betty has been talking about it. This one parrots a lot of the misinformation. I think they're really trying to push to the public view that because Chris, aka I'm talking from Betty's point of view now, like Betty keeps saying that Chris was bragging about they'll never find Sebastian, which we know was never said in that capacity whatsoever. But I think they're pushing that narrative because they want the public to believe that they will never find his remains of sorts, which we don't have any indication that he is not alive. Please understand that. But I feel like they're trying to push the public to view this as a circumstantial case without a body, and that Sumner County is corrupt and will not charge the parents. That is my personal belief of what I am watching happen, when in reality, Sebastian could be out there and alive. We have no indication that anything else. But if you follow the narrative that they're all pushing, every one of them in tandem, they're not basing shit on evidence. They're trying to concoct a circumstantial case. Thank God none of them are law enforcement.
Or know to go there on their own again. And if someone did something nefarious and had, let's say, allegedly a body to bury, knowing many are buried around there. So I don't know. It makes me very concerned. I'm very glad Dog is checking into this. I'm very glad, very, very glad he is on the case. Nick the Hat, their team. Larkspur Conservation, Tennessee's Conservation, and Natural Burial. So learn about Larkspur burial options. Larkspur Conservation. They offer grief resources. They have immediate need. By the way, friends, I did read somewhere that they can arrange something within 15 minutes for you. That was alarming as well.
This has got to be, this is unfucking real, you guys. Unreal. 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 Like, I'm just, oh.
Okay. What are biodegradable shrouds? And I ask you this because that's what they do at Larkspur Conservation. Okay, they wrap them in biodegradable shrouds or urn.
No, this is not Betty. This is Crime Time Buzz with Jae.
And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound. If I sounded snotty right there, I didn't mean to. I'm just, this lady has my blood boiling. And her silvers, we heard her say that she turned this over to Dog's team. She's a part of the whole production in the background, making this all look certain ways.
Show you the site. We are going to look at it, their process. 1 second.
Nana L, so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Kim.
I'll be right with you. Okay, let's see. Here we go. No?
She does sound off her rocker, but people are buying this and it's spreading all throughout.
Okay, friends, sorry. Here we go.
Rhonda, you do think
okay, here you go. We are going to continue by looking at.
I don't think it's Betty because Betty's not as conducive in her thought process. And Betty is too much of an attention grabber. Well, plus this woman has shown other things. I mean, it could be pictures of anybody truly, but I don't think she's using a voice changer. I do think, unfortunately, it's just another crazy. Betty likes the attention too much. She ain't about to do an anonymous channel at all.
At the Larkspur Conservation site. And it gives the steps of the process. Let me make sure you're seeing this as well. Okie dokes. So, what to do when a death occurs? If a death has occurred at home, contact hospice nurse, physician, medical examiner, coroner, or local sheriff to certify the death. Okay, which is why I thought if someone couldn't certify a death, they may not go in there knowing there are burial sites and just do their own burial. In my opinion, allegedly, it could happen.
Oh, that could just happen, right? Okay, sure. Nana L, I'm so glad that it went well. I'm really glad it went well. I hope everything else is doing good. This is insanity. I do not believe it's Betty. 100% until I see factual proof. I will not say it's Betty or anything associated just because she pushes the same misinformation. There's no indication that it's Betty whatsoever.
Okay.
Factual proof.
So it says there are steps. Okay, let's talk about the steps. Following a death, it can feel as if there are 1,000 things to handle. Take an opportunity to be with the body can be a profound moment in helping to process the grief. And then it says step-by-step instructions, and that's what we're going to get to. Okay, I'm hoping you're still seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, you're not. Okay, hold on. Let me stop. I'm so sorry, friends. Let me go ahead and share the same one I'm sharing with you. I'm looking at right now. There we go. Okay, you've got it now. So this is step-by-step process at the Larkspur Conservation. With each burial is unique as the individual. The same basic steps need to be completed when a person dies and when they are buried: transportation, refrigeration, sanitary care and care of the body, and filing a death certificate. Okay. What do I need from a funeral home when having a natural burial? So they need, in Tennessee, only a funeral director may file a death certificate. This must be completed before a burial can occur. Okay. The funeral home will care for the body and prepare it for burial. Sometimes it includes washing
Anybody guess where the next step's going to be that they try to take this?
the body, wrapping the body in the chosen shroud. And I'm going to show you what a shroud is, or placing it into the desired casket. And the caskets, they're all biodegradable. Between the time of death and the burial, the body needs to be kept cool. This will be done by the funeral home you've selected. It is not uncommon for a burial to be a week or two or more after someone has died. Refrigeration allows a family to take the time they need to prepare for the ceremony burial, and for the family to travel and gather for a burial. Okay, friends, so there's steps. What do they do for a natural burial? Let's read that. On the day of the burial, they arrive. Let me see. They set the shrouded or casketed body at the grave site. I'm just trying to give you at the grave, those attending will have the opportunity to gaze into the grave, touch the casket, touch the shrouded body. One thing I did learn, friends, is that
How can she say this stuff and say friends? Friends, like, are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay? Obviously not.
the shroud, the thing about a shroud is it shows the outline of the person because it's wrapped around them. After the grave is filled, a mound will be present. This is then covered with pine needles and any cut flowers that have been brought. Okay. The thing, friends, that I want you to know about this is that it exists. And we're going to go back to our slideshow because it talks about how it disintegrates into the soil. And it's alarming. It's one
Yeah, Rhonda, at the end of it, I could care less who it is. It's the misinformation and the harm that they're doing.
screen says it's the next best thing to cremation. So I want something like that would give possibly someone a lot of confidence that they might not be found out, right?
Mm.
So here we go. A lot of confidence if someone's, becoming one with the earth, biodegradable. So we have those shrouds for the burial. And we just went over the steps. It's transportation and all of that. So meaningful final resting places. Now I went to another place because I was trying to learn about these shrouds, and it says it uses.
Oh, snap, Ginger. Totally understand. This is foul. This is fucking foul. Not going to sugarcoat it at all. That's why I'm like, I'm finally going to. I was trying to ignore this channel and not give it any attention, but this is growing steam. People are running with this. You're going to see it in other channels. It's already spreading. Silver's Spanky did stuff on the Facebook post. This lady took it a whole other step. Like it's going through. So here we are. It's disgusting.
Soil from the earth process. We support local conservation projects to restore and protect important pieces of land for future generations. Each project has its own unique story and restoration goals. So this place does the very same thing, but it gave me the information we needed about what they do in the process. Okay, this is not the exact one that is 27.27 miles away, but it is one that's giving some information. And they do have one, friends, and this is something that, I wanted to go through the shocks to you. Right here, shock number 2 is that they do natural barriers at this Larkspur Conservatory. Shock number 1 was, did I put it in here? Yes. Shock number 1, friends, is just this whole terrain here being the conservatory, conservation there. Shock number 2 is that they.
Just Samantha, we just talked about that. I do not, there's no proof that it's Betty whatsoever. In fact, I disregard. I don't think it's Betty. 100%. There's been zero factual proof shown. It doesn't matter who it is, but it's very unlikely that it's Betty. Very, very unlikely. There's been no proof of it being Betty. Just to once again establish, we're not talking about really who it is. People can have their opinions. I'm not going to try to change those. I do not believe. I work on facts and proof, and there's no proof that it's her, Betty, at all. Betty likes attention too much. I've already said that. But it's the misinformation. It's the harm. It doesn't matter who's behind this. She's parroting misinformation, and it's a big deal.
They do burials right there, natural burials. Shock number 3 is, where were we? That another place that does this is in Seattle, is in Washington. And I just wanted us to notice that. Right here in Auburn, Washington, and also one in Portland, Oregon. Restoring land for future generations. Surrounded by giant maples, red cedars, and Douglas firs are serene
Chasing, notice the picture.
5-acre property. So what they do, let me just give you the gist of it, is they biodegradably bury a biodegradable urn casket.
You're okay, just Samantha. I just had to establish that again, though, because people keep getting distracted of if this is Betty or not. I don't think it's Betty. That started off a complete rumor and speculation, unfortunately. And I just want people to focus on like what is actually being said by this woman, not who it is. Supposedly her name is J-A-E.
Wrapped in a shroud that will disintegrate into the earth, and it says like compost. Okay. So, and the markers for these are like plants and flowers or a natural native stone. They're low maintenance, chemical free burial plots. The vessels are untreated caskets or shrouds, and they're biodegradable, and they're preserved through a cooling process instead of embalming.
Putting his face next to all of these, this is just shadows. I agree with you. 100% agree with you.
Okay. Biodegradable urns differ from other urns in additional ways. They are created in the spirit of becoming one with earth and water. Hence, they are not primarily keepsake urns, but are meant to merge with the elements of nature. Specifically designed scattering urns and burial urns is easily becoming part of nature. Let me read that again. Specially designed scattering urns and earth burial urns easily become part of nature. And this was my other shock. Can you get DNA from cremated ashes? Well, finding DNA preserved in cremation ashes is possible. It is unlikely. And that's another shocker. Some companies offer services to see if a cremation ash sample would potentially hold DNA. Work with a cremation company with specific labeling protocols that they are willing and able to describe to you. So DNA would not necessarily be detected. Another confidencer there. These are shrouds. Trigger warning, and I'm sorry, but I want to show it to you. They are biodegradable. See how.
Oh, yeah. You sound so sorry, ma'am. You sound so sorry talking about a missing 15-year-old child. You are sick.
Some are wrapped with plants and vines. All of that will disintegrate into the earth along with the beloved, the person. Okay. See the outline of the bodies. There's other ones right here. I mean, I know it's horrible to look at, but I want us to understand 27.27 miles away at that conservation, this occurs. Green burial shrouds are always made from materials that are both natural and biodegradable. They're designed to disintegrate over time, leaving no trace of their existence and allowing the body to return naturally to the earth. Let me read that again. Green burial shrouds are always made from materials that are both natural and biodegradable. They're designed to disintegrate over time, leaving no trace of their existence and allowing the body to return naturally to the earth. Green burial shrouds, friends, are the natural burial shrouds and sites. Cotton, wool, and bamboo are common fabric choices for green burial shrouds. Okay? The shroud must be made from a biodegradable material.
The way she's just so passive about all this, too, with a missing child's face next to all of this.
The shroud should be large enough to completely wrap the deceased, and the shroud can be simple or adorned. Shrouds are usually attached with straps and handles made from the same material as the shroud for carrying. And you can personalize them with wildflowers, garlands, and tree branches. There are specialized green burial service providers and natural burial plots. They're available in 3 levels: hybrid, which is a green section of an existing traditional burial ground; natural, a section of an existing or traditional ground with separate green maintenance processes; conservation, large burial grounds associated with parks and nature preserves. And that's what is at the 27.27 mile location, is the conservation with natural barriers. So let's just wrap it up, friends. 27 point.
Carl, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. There is nothing that's going to convince me that they're one and the same.
Look at that cute face. Isn't that such a great picture? I believe Seth Rogers, his dad, said that was the last photo he took of him. 27 points of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, friends. 27.7 miles is a conservation. Natural burials occur there. You can arrange a natural burial within 15 minutes. The body.
How do you so callously say this about a missing child that we have no indication that is no longer with us? Like, how do you do this? Zero emotion. Let me play it in real time too, because she is sped up, just so you can hear the callous demeanor in her voice.
And shroud and biodegradable casket or urn become one with the earth, non-existent. There's hiking trails and forests, meaning people could hike to an area and possibly do it themselves, knowing there are other bodies around, maybe thinking this one wouldn't be detected, allegedly, in my opinion. And cremation, you don't usually get DNA from.
You see where she's trying to plant that seed right there? Yep. Yep. This is crime time buzz. Crime time buzz. She's another parroter of the misinformation and one that tries to amp up the stories that are spread off of Facebook posts and takes it another notch. She is working with Silvers and Dog and, all of that shit.
And this was our little area from our first video. Remember, I said, here's Westmoreland, look at this area of forest. And that's when Silver said, well, she took it even further and found this larkspur. And then I researched what it is. And my friends, it is a natural burial site. So, friends, let me know what you think. Please use in my opinion and no names. Thank you so much. Prayers up that something will lead to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He needs to be brought home, friends. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon.
So that is Crime Time Buzz. That is what is going on. Wanted everybody to know where these rumors are circulating, why this Facebook post, how we've got here. There you go. Her, Silvers, Spanky, other people have been pushing this misinformation and it just keeps getting added onto and twisted and turned. This goes back to their theory, of, if you think of what Betty is saying, how they put pieces like all of them on the team or legs of the team are pushing these same narratives. It's disgusting. Purely disgusting. Sebastian deserves better than this. Sebastian is a missing 15-year-old teenager from Hendersonville, Tennessee. We have no indication that he is not with us anymore. This is dangerous to push narratives that he is no longer with us, to stop people from looking for him. Unfortunately, we walk amongst a bunch of real sick individuals like Crime Time Buzz, Silvers, everybody else that wants to find remnants. They're not looking for Sebastian. They're looking for a payday because they keep pushing this reward. It's disgusting. The audacity to put Sebastian's face next to those slides. Brandy, unfortunately, he's a part of this narrative. I don't know if he genuinely believes that somebody hurt him and that he's no longer with us or what. But I think between desperation, exploitation, revenge, I think unfortunately, he supports these channels. It was a Gerber Life Grow Up plan is what he had. I don't think there's much to that. I don't know the terms or anything like that, but Peg, it's unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Sebastian deserves better. No matter what you think about any of the parents, Sebastian deserves better. His name deserves better. Go look at in your search bar. Put his name in there. Hashtag his name and see how many videos like this. Dawn B, Silver's on the scene, Crime Time Buzz. Go look at what they're pushing out there. It's disgusting. Lolly. Smiley. Yeah. Just dropping off a body. Absolutely gross. Absolutely gross. Lucy, I'm sure law enforcement has. I am not an investigator of any sorts, so I don't look into people's family members because I'm not trying to solve anything. I leave that to law enforcement. Right, Shadows? Agree. Rhonda, agree. Right, Smiles? It's just, anyways, I wanted to bring attention to that because people have been asking me, like, what is with this Facebook post? How is this turning into this? And I'm like, you know what? I've been trying to ignore this channel because she does gross things and it's so callous to me. But this is just turning a life of its own. So here we are. Hey, Roro. Yeah, he does deserve better. He does. Chris, right? Lip locked. Ugh. Oh, the psychics talk about. Lauren, they were discussing my gender again. Oh, I tell you what, my gender has a few people so triggered they can't talk about the words or their own words that I replay. They think talking about my gender is going to bother me. How ridiculous. Like, how fucking silly. T. Marie, thank you for the gifted memberships. Okay. I'm going to try to switch gears a little bit here. Yes, Emily, you can. I will drop that. Actually, Emily, I'm not going to drop that in here. I'll just make a community post with it for you so everybody can have it. I'll do that. Terry, I don't know. Good night, Jeffrey. I know this is hard. This one's hard. Aw, shop. I'm gonna get off here, so I'm gonna go join Duchess her Halloween party in a moment. So yeah, shadows. I don't even understand this. I don't understand. Thank you, Lauren. I don't. I honestly don't even care. Don't even care. That's been a constant thing.
Should I verify your gender?
Yeah. I mean,
You guys want to take pictures?
No. Christina, it's gross, right? It's gross. All of it's gross. Okay, you guys. Oh, generally, Jenny. They think it's so funny to make jokes and weaponize. It's just gross. It's gross. And then they sit there and say, we're being bullied. Rhonda, I usually do. Oh, Kenny, thank you. Go ask Alice. Okay, you guys, make sure you join us over at Duchess's in like 45 minutes for some laughs. The other question I'm going to answer on my way out tonight. This has nothing to do with what we just talked about, but I think who asked me this is in here. I was asked if I was going to apologize for telling voices to shut the fuck up. The answer would be no. So if anybody else has that question, if I will be apologizing to voices for telling her to shut the fuck up on Kathy's, the answer is absolutely no. There's that. Don't come up on a live stream trying to gaslight me or overtalk me to try and shut down something you changed the story of when you came in the chat and expect me not to ask questions. Try to overtalk me and don't expect me to tell you not to tell you to shut the fuck up. There's that. Nicole beat Kathy Pease the other night. Anyways, I stand on what I stand on. I say it with my whole chest. Very rarely do I regret saying things, and that one wasn't one of them. I did it the most respectful way that I could. But no, I stand firmly on that. Shut the fuck up. All right.
And she's all woman.
Shadows. All right. There you go, Angel. Yep. Steph, it did. Yeah, it did. It did. Anyways, I've been asked that numerous times. I was also like included in a group of people that I guess follow her around and try to harm her friendships. I couldn't tell you who she's friends with besides the people in my email asking me to apologize to her. And I'm like, what? Do you know me? Do you even have a clue? Nope. Don't. Wealthy. Bye, Nana L. It's so good to see you. Patty, good night, you all. Okay, I will see you guys in a little bit, but there you go. There you got that answer too. And you got the disgusting shit in the midst of all this crap. Stay safe out there, you guys. These people are terrible. Oh, let me post Duchess's link once again before I leave, though, so you guys can join me if you want to. I am seriously getting a tattoo that says no regrets. I don't really have many of them in life. Well, I do, previous to you. That's just a big one. Way to throw that in there, babe. That was the best day of my life. Divorce. Hold on, let me grab Duchess's link. And of course, you do not have to be dressed up to come over and participate. I don't think it's going to be like I don't think that it's not a theme like people are coming in to dress as other characters and stuff like that. Or other people. Here's her channel link. There's that. There's Duchess's channel. Cinder, no, I don't know. I don't know what you said. I'm not talking to you though. I'm like, what? No, not in here. Somebody emailed me, Cinder, and asked me if I was going to be apologizing. Your comment the other day. Are you talking about your comment the other day in here when you were asking me? No, totally two separate situations. Yes, Music City. I will post, Emily, I will post that link to the leggings in my community wall right now for you guys. Right now. I will do that. Okay. I will. IBL. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. I will see you guys later. I will post the link to the leggings in the community tab right now. And I will see the rest of you over at Duchess's in about 35 minutes. Yeah, no, Cinder, not you at all. Another email after you asked me a question in that live stream and me and you had a conversation, but then it escalated from that point. And then I told somebody to shut the fuck up. And then I got an email asking me if I was going to apologize for telling somebody to shut the fuck up. And I was like, no, negatory ghostwriter. Nope, not doing that. Anyways, so there's that. Okay, bye y'all.